It's showtime, folks. Welcome in, Chase and Big Joe. 1025, 1063 the game on this Thursday. Hope you're having a great start to your day so far. We're live. Titans training camp once again, Ascension St. Thomas Sports Park, as they will have another day of joint practices with the Seattle Seahawks. JoJo is here. What's up?
What's happening, man? Yesterday was odd because it was the joint practice. You look forward to it. There was just not a lot of energy out here. Was that just me?
I don't know. I felt like it was here.
I didn't feel it, man. I didn't feel the energy yesterday, but maybe that's just me, pal.
Well, it'll certainly be here today. Coach Jeff Fisher is here,
hanging
out with everybody. So good to see Coach back here at the facility that he spent so much time at over his career.
He did. Spent a lot of time in his career here getting things done. So it's weird being back over because this last year was 2010.
Yeah.
So
I think he's been back a few times.
Yeah, I'd still got to be surreal, though, come back over here.
I remember the first time Floyd came back, and he was talking about that, like, it had changed, but it was also the same, and just kind of the nostalgia that hits you
right
coming back. So, I'm sure there's some of that. Dr. Crane is with us. He's at the Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game Nashville Studios. Hello, Dr. Crane.
Good morning, gentlemen. Seems like you guys are not at the heat part of the day yet. It did kind of chill for the most part.
Yeah. Well, it's a little warm. I got a good sweat going. I had to set everything up. So
yeah. Chaser's getting it done, man.
It was good. I'm hoping to, the allergies have kicked in and all that stuff.
Sorry,
so I'm hoping
pal.
to sweat all that out.
Because you were at Creed the other night till 3:00 in the morning at the after party.
It wasn't that.
So
I think it's just that time of year.
I think it's good. You can admit you're a mover and shaker. You go to a lot of big things, so they can make things happen.
I'm tired of doing things. I am like at that. I've hit that time in my life where it's like, hey, do you want to do this? Do this? I'm like, you know what? No.
It's like somebody's, hey, you want to meet up at 9:00? I'm like, what are you on coke? I'm not going out that late. Are you crazy? Make it 4:00 and we're done by 7.
Yeah, that's pushing it.
Yeah, as I tell people, man, if you can invite me somewhere, if I can't find ample parking, I'll circle around and just go back home.
My mom texted me yesterday and was like, "Do you want to meet for dinner?" And it was like 5:15. I'm like, "Yes, I do. I am in.
Right.
That means I'm home by 7.
Yes, I love it, man. You're getting there with us.
The earlier, the better.
It was fantastic. Yeah. Is that how Nani rolls?
Yeah, that's kind of how everybody rolls around that confine. It's 5:15, 5:00. Sometimes we eat dinner at 4:30. Sometimes, I mean, if that does all line up. But
Nikki, it's time for dinner.
Yes,
Nikki.
that is
what
exactly.
does she call? She calls you Sunshine, right?
She does call me Sunshine.
She call you Sunshine?
She does.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I'm jealous. My grandmother hated me. So the fact that your grandmother enjoys you and cherishes you is fantastic.
Well, I give all my
Dr.
friends
Perry,
this option. She is the neighborhood grandmother, so she is open for everybody.
Good. My grandmother loved 3 things: Jimmy Carter, non-filtered cigarettes, and Wheel of Fortune. That's all she loved.
My grandmother loved Wheel of Fortune.
She hated me.
She loved me.
Yeah,
she loved. It was funny. So my dad's mom it was a twin. And
okay.
So her and her twin sister, before she passed away, they would go over to my grandmother's house every day to watch Wheel of Fortune.
Yes.
And they would have their bourbon and water.
Love it.
And watch Wheel of Fortune. and it was like when 6:00 rolled around, if you weren't ready to watch Wheel, as they referred to it,
right?
Like, get out.
Yeah, get out of here.
I had to watch Wheel.
What'd you call your grandma?
Ma.
Excuse me?
Ma.
Chase is on fire. Well, I'll deal with him at 6:30 when we're done with Wheel of Fortune and get it all that stuff.
Yeah, no, so that was a funny story of my dad. So he wanted me to be all fancy and call her grandmama, and it just came out ma.
That was before Larry Johnson was grandmama.
Yeah.
That's very cool then. Yeah. Dad's on the cutting edge. All right, so there's a lot going on today. I want to get our sports question of the day out there. This is our good buddy Ricky Merritt. Came over this a few weeks ago. We're just looking for the right time to do this. But I'm curious, coming off the Olympics, and there were a lot of great photos. What you think is the greatest sports photo of all time. And there are probably two iconic ones that we'll talk about, but I'm just curious, off the beaten path, what do you think is the greatest sports photo of all time? Chaser, what's your favorite sports photo? And 615-737-1025. Hit us up and let us know what you think the greatest sports photo of all time is.
Well, I mean, my favorite is Dale Earnhardt holding the Harley J. Earl Trophy after finally winning the Daytona 500.
Ah, that's cool. I like
in
that.
1998. I mean, there are a couple of different photos from that, but he's standing on top of the car with his arms raised in the air, and like he does the interview and goes, "We finally did it."
Yeah, I vividly remember that. Yeah, that's a good photo. I like that. Yes.
And the other one is when he's bringing the car down pit road to go to victory lane, and every team is standing there to shake his hand.
Yes, yep,
and congratulate him.
There's a elevated shot from behind. He's going down, and they're all like leaning.
Yep,
give him a high five. That's a great shot.
And they did that to Junior when he won when they went back to Daytona.
Oh, that's
which was
cool.
Pretty cool.
That's cool. I think it was in Chicago, 87 or 88, right in that time frame. And you see Pat O'Brien. But the best part about that photo is, Jordan took off, I think, from the free throw line. He's in the air, his tongue's hanging out. Not a single camera in sight. Every eyeball, every face on Jordan. You got the players on the bench who are looking at him. It is truly, to me, the perfect sports photo of all time when Michael Jordan's doing that. Yep. I had that poster in my room for a long time. And my second favorite poster was, I had well, not poster, but I know it's not a photo, but I had this picture of Dwight Gooden and Dale Murphy in New York City, and they're playing stickball. And it's just both, and it was like, I was like, this is it, man. But as far as sports photo, it's the Jordan dunk. It's got to be for me.
Well, Michael and Madison brings up one that I think you referenced. Muhammad Ali standing over Sonny Liston.
That's
probably the one.
That is the iconic photo.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bobby Orr flying through the air. Brian says that.
Yes, that's a great one.
That's a good one. Marlon from Murfreesboro. Babe Ruth using the baseball bat as a crutch in his last appearance at Yankee Stadium.
Is that the picture from behind him?
I think so.
That he's standing there and he looks out and I'm and everything. Yeah, that's a great one. These are great. Thank you.
Graham says Tony Hawk's 900. I think I remember that one.
What? I don't know. I don't know
what that means, but I remember a big Tony Hawk photo. Josh says the Four Horsemen from Notre Dame.
What are they on the horses?
Yeah, maybe.
Or is it during a game? I don't remember.
I had another one for Ali and listen. So 615-737-1025. That's our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHonda.com. You can weigh in on our question of the day and everything going on with the show. People have asked me, now that I'll get into this a little later. Now that NASCAR's made a ruling.
Oh, yeah.
I'll give my thoughts on that. So we'll do that for sure. The Miracle on Ice celebration, Blake says that. 7655, the 3-car spinning in the Daytona logo after he won the 500, or Elway holding the Lombardi trophy. I think the Elway one is the helicopter.
Yeah, where he goes and gets the Packers in the Super Bowl and they spin him around. That's a great shot.
Yeah,
that truly is. There's an old school photo of, and I'll tweet it out in a little bit, of Frank Gifford got laid out. I think it's by Sam Huff in like the 1950s. And Gifford looks dead. He's just kind of laying there, and Sam Huff is over looking down on him. And it was one of the biggest, baddest legal hits of all time. But it was like the first true pro football photo. And I'll find that and tweet that out. It was an amazing photo and it was an amazing hit when we laid out Frank Gifford.
Phil on our text line. I was on shrooms in college at a frat house. They had the Jordan poster on the wall, and I couldn't take my eyes off of it. The Jordan started floating through the air on the poster, and I could hear the crowd cheering.
Yes. Good job, Phil. Is that your buddy
funny.
Phil?
That's not that Phil.
Okay.
Evil Knievel jumping over the Grand Canyon.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I think the parachute and land at the bottom because he didn't make it. Is that correct?
Yeah, maybe. Something like that.
Yeah. What was the Simpsons? Murdoch? What's his name on the Simpsons? The Daredevil guy?
Yeah. Lance Murdoch. And then Homer tries to do it on the skateboard.
Yes.
Bart was going to do it, and then Homer ends up doing it.
Yeah, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it.
I'm going to make it.
And then
I'm the king of the world.
he falls straight down.
So funny thing about that is, you know how the ambulance hits the tree and then he falls back down?
Yes.
One of the most subtle but awesome things that the movie did was they show the gorge and the ambulance is still crashed up against the tree.
Oh, yes.
Keep these coming. We'll get to these and much more. 615-737-1025. We're live today at Ascension St. Thomas Sports Park for Titans training camp here on the Chase and Big Joe Show. 1025, 1063 The Game.
Making your way in the world today.
Chase and Big Joe, 1025, 1063 The Game. We're live at Titans training camp. They'll get practice going around 10 o'clock with the Seattle Seahawks, another day of the joint practices. It's funny you brought up you just didn't feel the energy Yeah, yesterday.
I didn't.
I do know that in reading like some people's thoughts that, people's reading people's thoughts on it. It was just like, yeah, it kind of felt meh. So maybe today we'll have a little more jump.
But you didn't feel that.
I mean, what I saw, I was like, I thought there was some juice, but I didn't get to see a whole lot.
I guess I'm comparing it to joint practices from years going by. Like when the Patriots came out here in 2019, it was electric. And I know because Tom Brady was here in Belichick, I get all that. But I've seen the Dolphins come through here, years again. I think Tampa was here. I mean, there was a lot of electricity, a lot of buzz, a lot of yapping back and forth. And I didn't see that yet.
I know Jamal Adams. I heard Jared say that Jamal Adams was doing a lot of chirping yesterday, which, well,
he's going to because old teammates are in town.
Right. You would expect that.
Yeah.
So some of that. Our question of the day is the most, in your opinion, your favorite iconic sports photo. 615-737-1025. Charlie wants to weigh in. Charlie, welcome to the show.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. This is probably my favorite because it was I was in first grade, and it's the first football game or pro football game I can remember watching beginning to end. But the Joe Montana and Bill Walsh, right before the catch, kneeled down like drawing the play up in the dirt. And on the other end, the picture of Dwight Clark reaching up and catching the catch. Those two kind of go hand in hand to me.
That is a fantastic, because that was right before the catch with Dwight Clark in the 81 NFC Championship game. Yeah, that's great. They're just sitting there, just like two dudes in the playground drawn up in the dirt, man. Yeah, what's funny is that Bill Walsh, I think, is quite possibly, and he won't go down this way, is the most influential head football coach of all time. The offense he brought, the championships he did, the coaching tree that he had.
Yeah.
Bill Walsh was amazing and does not get enough credit. I don't think so.
Well, I mean, can you basically say every modern day NFL coach, from like the mid 90s on, is a derivative of
Andy Reid, Gruden. I mean, all those guys were part of the West Coast, although they probably didn't coach with him, but they coached with a guy who coached under Bill Walsh. And so, but that is a great photo. They're just kind of kneeling there. And I don't know how that photographer got the access, because he's like right next to him to do that. So yeah, that's very cool.
That's a good one for sure. All right. So in day number 2, and we'll keep these answers coming. We'll get to it. In day number 2 of joint practices, what are you looking for? Do you think it, because as we just talked about it probably is going to ramp up a little bit.
What Nick Holes told us yesterday?
Holtz.
God, do I get it wrong again?
Yes.
Can we put a T in his name just for my sake?
That's even what it says on the website. It says it's pronounced Holtz with a T.
I don't go to websites. I'm not allowed to. I think what he said about the mental aspect for Will Levis out here, seeing things that you're not prepared for, kind of improvising and ad-libbing things going on. To that, I'm always curious. Look, the one-on-one drills with receivers and DBs, that is so slanted towards the offense, it's not even funny. Those aren't fun for me. But the one-on-one drills with Latham and because you're on the same level, though, with the defensive line. And the same for the defensive line for the Titans going to the Seahawks offensive line. I like to see the Titans, both lines, get after it today and dominate. That's what I'd like to see.
Yeah, I have, a battle in the trenches. I agree. I mean, and, I know a lot of people said that Titans offensive line looked decent yesterday. I mean, if this is going to be the group that they're going to roll out there, Radens at right guard, Petit Frere at right tackle. Obviously, we know what the left side and Cushenberry looks like. If that's what it is, I mean, right now they've looked decent.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that you want to get that camaraderie together. We had Skoronski on last week. It was like, what's that dynamic like with you guys out there? And he's like, we're learning. They've never played together because we're learning each other's techniques and figuring things out, and cadences and body language and all that's a work in progress. But that's what I like to see today is the interior lines on both sides dominate.
Yeah, I hope so too. I want to see what Jeffrey Simmons, Tavondre Sweat, those guys do. On the defensive side.
Yeah, because we're not going to see them Saturday, and we're not going to see Simmons Saturday. I don't
think. We'll see Sweat for sure.
Yeah. Faux show,
but
yeah, I know all that. But that'll be That's what I see. And of course, it's still win the one-on-one battles as much as you can against the Seahawks in every way possible. But that's just get working, and like Holtz said, of getting Levis out there and different looks and the reaction time and making things happen and moving the ball down the field. That's exactly kind of what they wanted from top to bottom.
Larry in Columbia just sent this on our text line when talking about iconic sports photos. How about that one? Willie Mays, the catch.
Yes. Think about that too, man, because you had to, and I'm not a professional photographer, but you got to click that just right, because you can't do the click like you do today.
Yeah.
You got to get that just perfect. And then man, that's something else. That's a great photo.
Yeah, that's a good one for sure.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Ben says, I have two most iconic sports photos: 2001 Masters Tiger Woods, and the second is Wilt Chamberlain 100 points photo.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. I got to see that one, Wilt Chamberlain photo.
I think another one for Tiger is the U.S. Open. In 2008 when he had the torn ACL.
Yeah, that's right.
Right after he wins it.
What about the ball on the edge of the cup? Was that the 05 Masters?
I think it was 08.
05, right?
Maybe.
Is that the one?
I don't know.
Was it? I think it was 05, pal.
That's right. You're right, Joe. My bad.
Do you know? I'm telling you, you and Chase and the speaker, Connor Newton, need to know this. I haven't been wrong since 84.
I know. You like to say that.
No, I'm telling you. So once you guys realize that, how I'm never wrong, we'll have a good show. All right? As we move forward on this. All right, before we go any further, will you please explain the NASCAR thing?
Sure. So yesterday, NASCAR put out their penalties, and basically what they said with Austin Dillon is he keeps the win, but it doesn't count towards his playoff eligibility. So when you win a race, it puts you in the playoffs. They've taken that away from him because he wrecked two guys to get the win. And so now he's not in the playoffs.
It's just unprecedented.
No. I'm surprised they did it. I kind of think they gave in to the pressure. And in some ways they had to do it. Like I get it. And they find Joey Logano pretty heavy too.
I watched that video of Logano going down.
Yeah, that was
I mean, he could have killed somebody.
Yeah, that was, I don't know what he was thinking. I get being mad, but you got to be better than that.
Right.
So basically the win doesn't matter. So he doesn't qualify for the playoffs. Now if he wins in the next couple of races he will. But,
okay.
So NASCAR's now set a precedent that they're trying to get more control over all this.
All right.
And so they have to hold to it. Now my thing is that it takes so long to get to that point. If you felt like it was controversial, and we all know that it was, then you just say, hey, this is under review. We'll have a ruling within 24 hours.
Okay.
And you don't have victory lane. You don't have all that. But this is ultimately what they decided. So, I mean, I think they had to. They got it right. But it also shows you that they continue to kind of figure it out as they go. And that's always kind of been the knock on things when it comes to NASCAR.
So you're good with what happened with him?
Yeah, I mean, I knew it was probably going to happen.
All right.
So just kind of what it is.
All right. Well, I mean, I saw the video of him going straight down pit row. I'm like, this is not good. This is Logano doing that. This is not good.
No. Yeah. The Logano thing was completely dumb. I don't know what he was thinking.
And there was some kid who was out like shake or doing something, and he looked at the last second and saw Logano and was able to get back away from all that. But man, yeah, that's something else. So let me ask you this though: is it good for the sport?
Is what good for the sport?
We're talking about it right now.
Yeah, I mean, sure. And they're going to, that's the hypocritical part of it, is they're going to use that footage of Austin Dillon wrecking those two guys, for promotion. But, he ultimately doesn't keep the win. He's going to appeal it, but we'll see. 615-737-1025. Adam in Portland wants to weigh in on our iconic sports photo. What's up, Adam?
You want to know? I got a couple of crazy ones, man.
Dale Earnhardt being pushed into that wall, like that photo still like makes me super sick to think about. Also,
Yeah.
I was a kid when Tyson bit off Holyfield's ear, and I could still see that ear flying in the air. And it is a gross image for a kid to think like, what just happened? Like you have no idea when you're younger what happened. So that one right there still kind of burns with me.
Yeah, those are good ones. Thanks, Adam. Appreciate it.
Adam turned into Optimus Prime there for a second.
Yeah, only we heard that though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So don't even bring it up.
It made me laugh.
We're live today at Titans Training Camp. Continue to weigh in on our question of the day, 615-737-1025. We'll have more next. Chasing Big Joe, 1025-1063, the game.
4 contestants on The Price is Right. And now, here is the star of The Price is Right, Bob Barker.
Chase and Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3, the game here on this Thursday, a TV-themed Thursday.
It is. All right, Chaser, before the Titans and the Seahawks get their joint practices starting at 10 o'clock, guys are warming up in the field right now. I've got a list, Chase. Last time each SEC team achieved 10 or more wins in a season. Chase McCabe, when was the last time the Vanderbilt Commodore football team had 10 wins in a season?
When was Franklin's last year? 2011? 2012?
According to this list, Vanderbilt's never had a 10-win season.
Really?
Yes.
Did that get him to 9?
I think he did.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe 8-4 when the playoff go 9-4.
Yeah.
They've never had a 10-win. I did not know that.
Okay.
Tennessee Vols. Last time the Tennessee Vols had a 10-win season.
Was it last year?
2022, my friend. They
Right,
knocked
2
off
years
Clemson
ago.
in the
Oh,
Orange Bowl.
my goodness.
Oh,
my goodness.
out here.
Look at this. Coach Tim Hasselback is here. Coach
Yeah.
Matt
How are you,
Hasselback
buddy?
is
Good
here.
to see you.
What's going
They
on?
walk in like from the outsiders. Like, oh, they're
They
all
did.
like, yeah, they're coming to kick some tail, man.
They just I see Innsworth, and all of a sudden here's the Hasselbacks.
Oh, man.
You never know who's
Strutting,
going
too.
to show up.
Chest out, strutting. All right, so Tennessee 2022. Okay, so the last time Florida had a 10-win season, Chase McCabe, do you know?
Florida. 2019.
Good job, pal. Well done. Here is
So Tennessee was 22.
22.
Yeah.
Cordes, Vanderbilt, never. Texas A&M. The last time Texas A&M, if you think about it, you'll get it. Last time Texas A&M had a 10-win season.
2020.
Incorrect. Think about it. The guy now is on a mea culpa tour.
Jimbo?
Their quarterback.
Oh, their quarterback. Oh, Johnny Manziel.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So, shoot. When was that?
2012?
2012.
12?
2012. The last team, all right, so Vanderbilt, according to this list, never had a 10-win season. Arkansas is the one that's gone the longest time without a 10-win season. Last time
That's
Arkansas.
probably, what, 97?
Incorrect. 2011
Okay.
was the last time. Now, Bama, Georgia, LSU, Mizzou, Ole Miss all had those. South Carolina is up there too. 2013, the last time South Carolina had a 10-win season.
The old ball coach.
Yeah. So it just, look, this doesn't mean like, oh my God. It's competitive in the league, man. When you got to play 8 conference games, you got the 4 gimmies, which every team should have those gimmies. James Franklin was masterful at saying we need to get out of these games against these other teams.
Yeah, didn't Vanderbilt have one with Ohio State scheduled? He was like,
Yep.
no.
Yep. And he griped about the Northwestern game. Look, Kentucky did it for years. You get 3 non-conference wins, boom, and then you beat Louisville, right? You play the in-state rival. There's your 4 wins. Squeeze out 2 conference games, you go to a bowl game.
You know what? Speaking of that, there's a game that I don't know why it's not on the schedule almost every year. That makes so much sense, but for whatever reason they won't do it. Vanderbilt and MTSU should always play.
I totally agree. But let me ask you this: what's in it for Vanderbilt? That was always the argument. It's same thing between why doesn't MTSU and TSU play? What's in it for Middle?
Right. Well, and the thing about Vanderbilt and MTSU is every time they play, Middle finds a way to beat them.
Not lately. I mean, the first couple times, but they didn't beat him when Stockstill was there. That was the thing. But it's the thing of like now it's the benefit. What does Vanderbilt have to get from playing Middle? Now it'd be great now with Derek Mason down there.
Sure,
be a lot of fun. But that's
the thing. He has to want to.
Oh, 100%. And then get the football and throw it on a friend of ours' face. That would do that. So, yeah, there's just – you got to look at now what's in it for me. You know, a lot of these schools don't have to because the SEC network money's coming in and you just got to go out and win those games against the teams that you know you can beat. But that's the thing, you know. Last year when Missouri played Middle, and Middle almost beat Missouri up there. And the thing was like, what's Missouri getting out of this? You're paying $2 million, like when Middle beat Miami. What did Miami get out of that? They thought they were going to get a cupcake.
They got embarrassed.
They got embarrassed. Ended up paying $1.6 million or $1.5 million to Middle for all that. So now it's got to be, what's the value? What am I getting in return for this? That's why I love MTSU playing Tennessee Tech. Is that, again, it's like, well, it's an old school rivalry from the 40s, 50s, and 60s that everybody remembers that grew up here, which is great. And that kind of thing is fantastic. But as far as a Vanderbilt Middle, I don't think there's no value for Vanderbilt and all that.
Yeah. It would just be cool, for those of us around here.
I love it. And
I mean, what is –
yeah.
Look, let's if we're going to just ask it this way, what does Tennessee get out of playing Vanderbilt? Yeah, I know they're SEC teams, but –
it's in the well, I mean, yeah, if you break it down that way, but it's a conference game, and that's what you get out of it. And it's a rivalry that's been around for so long. But like going back to Vanderbilt, still got a problem with Vanderbilt going on the road to Georgia State. Who signed off on that? Who signed off on Vanderbilt going to Georgia State? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
It's great. Virginia Tech's coming here. That's fantastic. I think Alabama A&M shows up after that. That's a home game. But then you go to Georgia State. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Don't say a home and home. No, Georgia State, you're not on the same level as Vanderbilt. You come to us. That's how it goes.
1564 says MTSU and the under, book it.
Against or
Vandy.
Oh, Vandy.
Last home and home with Vandy and Middle. Vandy romped, if I recall. Yeah, you're right there. But I mean, there were a few early on where Middle got them.
Well, and like 01, 02, 03, Vanderbilt got beat by West Counts.
Yeah.
The blocked field goal in 2005 when Vanderbilt was 4-0 and Middle blocked the field goal.
Their season.
It totally wrecked their season. And they got redemption because they beat Tennessee and Neyland at the end of the season. But they were 4-0, man. And Cutler was rolling. And Vanderbilt had an easy kick to beat MTSU, and they blocked the kick.
That was just wild.
Oh, it was huge. And
they were so just devastated after that
we went crazy.
Who they play after that was 04?
05. We had a bunch of Middle fans up in the corner of the end zone, and they blocked it because we thought the game was over with. And the whole thing was like, typical Vandy. Here's what happens again. But that was Andy McCullum's last year, and then Bobby Johnson was over at Vanderbilt. But those things happen, and I don't know. That was a fun game, and my goodness, yes. But anyway, in the 15, 16, 17,
yeah, they got trounced by LSU the next week, 34-6.
Vandy?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then lost to Georgia, 34-17. Lost 35-28 South Carolina. You remember this, Florida, they lost in overtime.
Was that the that was not the Earl Bennett. Remember he got called for celebration? That was in 07, I think, was. Or 08, one of those seasons down there.
They lost to Kentucky 48-43 and then go up to Knoxville and beat Tennessee.
Yep. That was a heck
Did
of
we break another chair?
Chase, it's not like I weigh 100 pounds. I'm trying. There we go.
I think Rex Road started that.
Okay. We love a little Rex Road. I think that game in Knoxville in 05 is, I know it wasn't Tennessee's best team, but I'm telling you, man, Cutler on that drive in the fourth quarter was magnificent. They knew he was throwing the ball to Earl Bennett, and he delivered bullets the entire way down the field, and they ended up winning the game. That was a hell of an effort. That's the first time they'd beaten Tennessee, since 82, the first time they'd beaten them in Neyland. I can't even remember the last time they did that. So that was a lot of fun. College, baby. Next week, next Saturday is the first couple of games that pop off, and then 2 weeks at 31st.
Is next Saturday the Ireland game?
Yes, it is. Yeah, there's a few will pop. There's only like 4 or 5 games that day, and then the 31st is when things start rolling for real, man. 2 weeks.
I can't wait.
I mean, 16 days.
Did you look at? So I saw this on Twitter or on X. So I think it's October 12th is like the greatest day in college football history. Like if you look at the schedule.
Oh yeah, it's like the don't get married that day.
Yeah. It's like, and so I saw like Barstool posted like, would you go to the wedding? It's like they'd have to be like we're really close family for me to do that.
Let me tell you, and I'm telling this right now, as a father of a beautiful girl who got married the first Saturday in November, you do what your girl wants.
I know.
You know, I'm telling you right now. My daughter, when she said, "Hey, we're getting married November the 6th," I was like, she gets a perfect date, and then I was like, "All right, sweetheart, I love you. Whatever you need,
whatever you want to do.
Here's my checkbook. Let's get it done." I'm telling you, we laugh about that and all that stuff, but if your daughter comes to you and says, "I'm getting married on this day," your daughter's getting married on that day.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. So, Mississippi State at Georgia. Okay, whatever. Ohio State at Oregon.
Oregon?
At Oregon.
Oh, yes.
Ole Miss at LSU.
Oh.
Penn State at USC.
Oh, at US. Okay.
Florida at Tennessee.
Good gosh. Keep going.
Vandy, Kentucky, which, I mean,
Okay.
you know, whatever. Cal at Pitt. That could be good. Trying to find more ranked. Those were the big ones. Texas, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
That's a pretty loaded day.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
Keep your eye on Notre Dame and
Stanford,
Stanford, by the way.
Notre Dame. Yeah.
I will not. Stanford's not any good.
Dr. Crane just told you to keep your eye on it. We listen to Dr. Crane.
Dr. Crane, I'm really, of all those games, of course, the Red River, I'm going to call it the Red River Shootout, is still fantastic. But Penn State at USC, that's pretty good, man. I hope that's a night game, because that would be fantastic to watch that. Penn State at USC. Hope USC kicks Jimmy Frank's ass up and down the field.
Robbie Stanley just texted me, and I remember this. I got married the day of Bama LSU, Tua versus Burrow. Good call by us. What was funny about that is Robbie's brother had a side room in the venue that had a TV, and so everybody was going in there to watch the game.
Yeah, excellent, as they should.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, great. I mean, think of that, Robbie. I mean, he's not, you know, his beautiful wife, let's get married this day. You're not going to say, we laugh about it, but you're not moving that day, and it's the day of your wedding.
For sure. 615
show, Chase.
737-1025. We're live at Titans practice. They're coming out on the field. Get ready to go. We'll have more coming next. 1025, 1063 the game. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. Here on this TV-themed Thursday, we're at Titans training camp. Players are on the field, getting ready to go. Quarterbacks and receivers in front of us.
Beautiful day out here. All right, so we got our question of the day is, what do you think is the most iconic sports photo of all time? You guys are great, seeing a lot of these in. Rick, thank you for the picture about Miracle on Ice when they're holding the flag. That's a great picture. So keep them coming, 615-737-1025. Here's my question for you, Chase McCabe. Another question, you guys can weigh in. How old is too old to come get autographs?
Ooh.
And then I'm not besmirching anybody who comes under. There are some older gentlemen out here today. How old is too old? Right? One guy's got 6 helmets, and they're attached to like a fishing line. And I bet he's my age, 55, 60, right in that neighborhood. I'm just curious.
I don't know. That's a good question.
What age do you say enough is enough? I don't know. I don't get autographs.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there really is I don't know. That's a tough question.
Is it not? I mean, if you do it, that's fine. I got no problem.
I'm trying to remember the last time I got an autograph.
But if he's got 6 helmets, and he's out here to get autograph. And if that's your passion, but I'm fine. I want to know if there is a parameter on this or not, and because I've seen before grown men push kids out of the way to get an autograph. Seen that, so I don't know.
It kind of ties into is there an age? I've heard people throw out like if you're over the age of 30, you shouldn't wear jerseys. And I don't care about that. Like I wear jerseys.
Yeah.
It's just like whatever. So
I don't. I'm not wearing another man's jersey. So I don't do. That's just me.
That's fine. I mean, that's your.
Me.
That's your. But don't. But like my thing is like I've had people that will criticize me, and it's like you do you, and I'll do me.
Right.
It's like you can do whatever.
Yeah. So, again, let us know, 615-737-1025.
I don't think there is an age to be too old to get an autograph. If you're a true fan of the team and you love that player, I feel there is no problem. I would say it depends on the place where you're getting the autograph.
Okay. All right.
You're never too old to nerd out on the things you love.
I agree. I've got no problem with that. I was just curious.
6638. 13 is the max age for autograph unless you're a woman and get a rock star to autograph a part of your body.
13, yes.
Graham says those older guys probably resell them on the market and have like 50 different options on him.
Oh, I could totally see that.
Yeah.
I could totally see that. Because some come out here with things. Some of the items these guys bring out here are really cool. Like we saw that matted, was it a half Titans, half Oilers helmet?
Yeah.
That's really cool. I get all that. But I'm not standing in line for autographs at all,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I think
it's kind of like to each their own.
The last autograph I got was Ken Stabler, and that was 30-something years ago, and that was a special occasion. So, again, it's fine if you want to do it. I'm all for it, man. I'm just curious.
Dylan, is getting a photo with a player any different than getting an autograph? I think photos are different.
That's a great
It's a good question. But I think photos are different.
It's a great question.
Like, see, that's the cool thing with what we do. A lot of times, we do get in a position where we can get a photo with somebody.
Yeah.
That comes to the studio or whatever, but we don't ask for autographs.
Well, I no, zero. I got that photo with Joe Theismann a month ago.
Yeah,
and we were talking. He's like, "Hey, you want to get a photo?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's the one that kind of put it out there.
Sure.
So we took the photo. Joe Theismann. My gosh,
right?
I'd do that.
Don't forget about Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah, but I'm not purple like Terry Bradshaw. I did not get his autograph. Did you get his autograph that night, Nick?
No, I didn't even get to stand 6 feet near him.
Security kept him away.
But that night with Terry Bradshaw, Dr. Crane, who was the biggest star that night?
Joe Dubin. I mean, I don't know what else to say. That was the quickest 3 questions that I've ever heard in my life.
I asked 3 questions for Terry Bradshaw. He talked for an hour and 59 minutes. That was fantastic.
I'm seeing a lot of former Titan players walk in here.
Who else you got here today?
Is that Mark Mariani?
That is Mark Mariani with his child, with his young man, or somebody.
No, he's just talking.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we saw Matt Hasselbeck was over here.
Yep. And Tim.
Why not come
Jeff
out
Fisher.
here and check it out? Jeff Fisher was here today, making the round, strutting. All we're missing out here today is Hope Hines.
Hope Hines. And Paul Carson.
Everybody, Hope Hines. That's all we're missing out here today.
Michael and Madison. I got Will Levis to sign a jar of Hellman's Mayo last year before the season started. I was 25 at the time, and I'm older than Levis. I think it's just situational, depending on what you're getting signed and the reasoning behind it. I think that's pretty fantastic.
Fine, yeah. Yeah, I just didn't know. I mean, if there was an unwritten rule of an age of like, all right, once you hit 50, you can't do that. But
here's the thing. I think as a society, we try and make too many rules on too many different things, which at the end of the day, just live your life.
Have you seen the video when they open for autographs during fall practice and all the Alabama fans take off running across the field and they fall down and all that? See, I wish I had the passion of that. Yeah, for a sports team. I love sports. My God, I love football so much. I don't have a favorite team per se, so I'm always jealous of those who have that favorite team and who, grab the RV and will follow LSU for 12 games. I mean, I wish I could do that. I really wish I could do all that.
B-Man says, I tried to get Big Joe's autograph, and he told me to scram, kid. I'm 45.
No, I told you to screw off, not scram. I told you to get out of there.
Let's see. 615-737-1025. Jack wants to weigh in on autographs. Jack, welcome in.
Yeah, I'm not an autograph
What's up,
guy.
Jack?
Hey, I'm good. How you fellas doing?
We're good.
There?
Good, man.
So you're not an autograph guy?
No, not an autograph guy. But on the other hand, anybody's getting 6 helmets signed, I wouldn't be too surprised if they show up on eBay somewhere down the line.
Yeah. 100%. Thanks, Jack.
Thank you, Jack. Yeah, that's the thing is that, most of these will end up someplace else.
Sure. Yeah. Now, look, over the years, I've gotten stuff that either I had before I got into this or, like I have a T. Martin signed UT football that I got at a charity auction.
Oh, nice.
Which is cool.
Yeah, and that's the thing I learned early on. And, I had when I started out in TV, I'm really grateful because I worked for John Dwyer for a year, and I didn't know anything about locker rooms. And John's like, do not use your position to get things for yourself.
Right.
I was like, huh? He's like, example, don't go in the Titans locker room with the football because you have the access.
Yeah.
That's not what you're there for. I'm like, I've actually turned somebody in who's going around doing that in the locker room because it's not what you should be doing. You're not out here to get autographs if you're a member of the media. You're out here to do a job and report. Don't want to be your buddy. Don't want to be your friend. Out here to tell a story, and that's it.
Derek wants to weigh in on autographs. Derek, welcome in.
How's it going, guys?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Hey, I got an autograph story. I don't know if you guys remember when Eddie George had his bar and grill a long time ago. Eddie was having lunch with Alan Jackson and somebody from the Preds. At the time, I didn't know, but it was Paul Correa. They were sitting there having lunch together, and we were there. And I told my dad I want to go get their autographs, and my dad says they're on their downtime. Let them be. And ever since then, I thought, it's kind of a scumbag move to go bother people when they're out and about enjoying their lives. I kind of feel like there's a place and time for autographs, but man, people have no self-respect for people like that. And that's just kind of how I see it, but other people see it other ways.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good point. Thanks for the call, Derek. I mean, I try and be that way too. Like, if somebody's at dinner or whatever, it's like, let them be.
Yeah, I totally agree. We'll get comedians in the studio. We'll take a picture with them. I mean, that's a lot of fun, and we do all that stuff. But as far as you're at dinner, I'm not doing that, man. It's your time for all that. So, Again, just curious. Keep them coming. 615-737-1025. Also, iconic sports photo of all time. Great responses. America Well Nice. Of course, Ollie over Sonny Liston. My favorite one is Jordan in the slam dunk contest, which is beautiful. Frank Gifford getting laid out by Chuck Bednarik in 1959 or 60 game. So a lot of those great. Is there a Predator? I'm trying. There's a great. Is it Mike Fisher when he scores overtime at 4 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, something like that.
And he's going around. I mean, to me, that's a great photo. There's a photo somebody took when he scored and the bench all went crazy. That's a great photo for
there's a good one of Pekka like holding up his, I guess when they won the game 6 to go to the cup final.
Okay.
Obviously Pekka, his last game.
Oh yeah.
That photo.
That's
became a statue.
Right.
So 615-737-1025. We're live at Titans training camp today. Practice getting underway. We'll talk more about that and much more here on the Chasing Big Joe Show, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. Hour number 2, Chase and Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game, here on this Thursday, live at Titans training camp today, as joint practice is underway once again between the Seahawks and the Two-Tone Blue.
Yes, Seahawks quarterbacks wearing the throwbacks as they were yesterday. I love it. Thank you, Seattle, for doing that.
I'm sure they did it just for you.
Well, I talked to a lot of guys up there, man. I'm like, hey, do you mind just a couple practices, mind doing that? Because the jerseys you have now are terrible. So you go back to the Steve Largent, Jim Zorn days, and Greg Gaines and Bosworth played up there in the 80s, Kurt Warner. You mind doing that for me? And they said, Joe, whatever you need, man, we'll do that.
So by the way, the new Madden game is out, right? And I was playing it last night, kind of checking it out. And I laughed because there's the franchise mode, and you can do like interactions with the coach and the players and things like that.
Okay. 2
things happened that made me literally laugh out loud. The first, it comes up with the prompt and it says, you have an interaction with a player. So you click on it, and it's Brian Callahan and Jeffrey Simmons. And Jeffrey Simmons says, do you think I'm too intense? And you have the options of saying, yes, you need to dial it back, or no, don't change, or I need you to be more of a leader. And so, like, there's a conversation about him leading by example and being more of a leader.
Okay, that's very odd.
I know, right?
Okay.
And the second thing was Tiandre Sweat showing up out of shape. And I'm like, how did they get these 2 things?
That's very
it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, what's up, man? Sorry, a guy just waved at us
and then ran into our tent.
Ran into the pole in the tent. I'm sorry. You'd laugh at me, so I'm going to laugh at you.
Exactly.
Do you download that game?
Yeah, or you can buy it or whatever.
But did you download that copy?
Yeah.
So they probably can add stuff in the last second.
Yeah, probably.
You know, it's funny. When The Simpsons started, it took 6 months to get from script to animation.
Right.
Because he had to send it overseas and do all that stuff. But they got to the point now where if something happens, they can react a lot quicker. This just shows you how the animation and video games have, kind of gone throughout the years and developed faster and quicker and everything. So they probably put it out there a couple weeks ago and said, we'll have fun with it. What's up now? All right now. So it's that's cool. What did you put about Jeffrey Simmons?
I said, I need you to be a leader.
Oh, you didn't put down do you have multiple options, or you just only had one option to put down there?
Yeah, you had multiple options.
All right.
But, you could say like, no, I don't want you to change, or yeah, you're too intense, or whatever. But I said, I need you to be a leader. I just laughed that those were the things.
Can you make different voices?
No, they don't actually have voices. It's just all script.
Yeah.
Oh man!
If Callahan's voice came out as Hope Hines,
I will say
that
Callahan looks just like Callahan. Like, it looks just like him. Levis looks just like Levis. Jeffrey Simmons does not look like Jeffrey Simmons. That's what cracks me up is, sometimes they will have they'll have people that don't even look like themselves, and it's like they did them dirty.
Man, everybody's griping about, was Levis rated too low in that game or something?
Yeah, he's like a 72. I think he could have been a little higher. I don't really know what goes into the ratings and all that stuff. But
now, like college football, can you
probably?
So, like college football, can you formulate your own super team to beat everybody and have no fun doing that?
If you want to, but
that's no fun.
I don't do
like.
that.
Did you play the Titans last night?
Yeah.
Who'd you play? Titans versus.
I did the first game, Titans versus Bears.
Who won?
Titans.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Nice job.
It was a shootout, but we won.
All right. Tell Callahan that today during the press room.
I will. I'll say, hey, I did the game last night on Madden. You guys won 42-35.
Oh, man. That's fantastic.
So
he's like, what play did you call in the fourth quarter on that drive?
Yeah, zip right 52A fly.
Oh, did that work?
It did.
Chris Sanders wide open in the end zone.
Yep. He sure was.
I thought it was telling yesterday. Sorry. Nick Holt's talking about Levis about that run he had on the first drive of the night when who was wide open? Calvin or Tyler?
Yeah.
Calvin.
I think it was Calvin.
Wide open in the end zone. And I think that's a problem, that he's not looking when he's just, I'm going to go.
Yeah.
And I think Nick Holtz yesterday was like, yeah, that's something we thought he would recognize and look downfield and see maybe. And that could be a huge problem going forward, Will Levis. If you're not looking for the big chunk down the field, and yet when you put the ball down, you're intent on running. If I know you're not going to look at that, I'm laying you out, man.
Well, is that something that you can coach out of him?
I hope that's an instinct. That's 100% instinct. We'll realize, all right, you're going to run. Guys get open, scrambling. Find the open guy. Keep your eye. Well, I tell you, keep your eyes down the field.
Yeah.
I never played quarterback, but I always told keep your eyes down the field. I was like, hold your block, hold your block, hold your block. So he needs to do better at that, looking down the field, because if he looked down the field, zip to Ridley, touchdown, boom. And Nick Holtz said there, it's like, we wide open. We thought he'd recognize that, and he didn't. To me, that's a small problem.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on that. 615-737-1025. Speaking of the Titans, coming up next, there is a giant list of players that if they don't have a good season, this team is in trouble, and that obviously starts with Will Levis. But who's a guy or guys that we aren't talking about that we will be talking about when the year is done? Okay? We'll discuss that and much more next here on 102.5, 106.3, The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3, the game here on this Thursday. We're on a TV-themed Thursday, live at Titans training camp. He's Big Joe. I'm Chase McKay.
Doing all right, pal? How's
I'm
things
good.
going? Packed
Yeah,
out here
good.
now.
It is packed.
I figured out why Matt Hasselbeck's out here.
Why?
Seahawks.
Oh, yeah. Duh.
Iconic figure for that franchise. Led them to the Super Bowl in 2005. It's funny, when I see Hasselbeck, I always go back to, this is so terrible of me. He had a great career, but I always think about the one thing that he did in the playoffs versus the Packers.
Well, I don't remember.
The kickoff.
Oh,
the
yeah.
ball. We're going to
Yeah.
score. Dr. Craig, can you find that for me if you don't mind? 'Cause I might not be.
Sure.
I think we're going with the ball. We're going to
Yeah, we
score.
want the ball, yeah.
And they threw the interception, and the Packers ran back and sealed the game, and he was knocked out. But it's funny with Hasselbeck. He was drafted in 1998 after, and he was drafted before him, a McGavick quarterback.
McGavick quarterback?
It went Manning, Leaf. I think Charlie Batch was drafted. Then before Hasselbeck, Jonathan Quinn was drafted by the Jaguars out of MTSU back in 1998.
That's right. Now at
Davidson Academy.
Yeah.
Just proving to you that McGavick High School produces nothing but winners.
Yeah. Look at this. Justin Bradford. How about that? Everybody's out here.
Hey, how about that, Justin Bradford?
All right, what question you have for the break? What Tennessee Titan player?
So we know that, if Will Levis or Calvin Ridley or, there's a lot of guys, Jeffrey Simmons, that if they don't have a good year, it's not going to be a good year for the Titans. But who are guys we're not talking about now? Somebody that stands out to you, a guy that we're not talking about now, that we will be talking about towards the end of the year.
I would love to see. Hey, what's that's Chuck D, man? I would love to see. I would like to see Rashad Weaver get off his butt and become a dynamic player in the National Football League.
Yeah, I think anybody that's pass rush, that's certainly a good answer.
We talk about Landry, but hopefully Shane Ray does good. But if Rashad Weaver could turn out to be something, I mean, that would take so much pressure off that defense. A guy, I'm not counting Rashad Weaver to do anything.
Yeah,
this year. I mean,
nothing.
Is
there a question that if he even makes the team or not?
Could be, right? Right. So you look at that, and I would like to see Chig have a great year.
Yep.
Or the other tight ends,
Wiley.
whoever, just become a factor to force. Look, you got the three great receivers. You got the split running backs. Fantastic, right? That's a top 10 offense in the league without talking about the tight end. If you get the tight end plug in there. So for me, Weaver and Chig or Wiley, just whoever the tight end position can come in and make things happen, because you're going to have opportunities at tight end to catch a football because you can't cover everybody. You're going to put Jeffrey Simmons on your tight end. You can't do it. So that's a kind of a alternative that you can have on offense to get down and do things, man. It's great. So I'm going Weaver, and I'm going whoever emerges from the tight end position.
I'll stay on defense. Cedric Gray, pick out of North Carolina.
The linebacker, the green dot?
Yep. I think, we're not talking about it. He's been banged up a little bit, not talking about him much now. I think by the end of the year, he will have established himself as a starting linebacker on this team.
They like him.
They do like him. They like him a lot.
In the words of Forrest Gump, they like him a lot. Why not? I mean, what are you expecting out of him? Right? He's a rookie. A rookie. You don't expect a whole lot of a
you
rookie.
don't put a lot of expectations on that.
Yeah. Who was the last? Was it Curse? We keep defaulting back to Curse. The last rookie who came in. I mean, Byard was okay in 2016. But Curse is the one that kind of set the standard unfairly for
A.J. Brown.
For a lot of these guys. Yeah.
A.J. Brown had a pretty darn good rookie
2019.
year.
That's right. Once him and Mariota kind of got on the same page early on, they were good. And then
Vince had a pretty good rookie year.
He did.
He was the rookie of the year.
He did.
Yeah.
In 2006, right? I mean, he came out, but that's expected. We're talking. That's the number 1 pick. A.J. Brown's number 2 pick. What did Gray come? 3rd or 4th round?
Gray.
Eric Gray.
Was he the?
So anything after the 1st
round?
or 2nd round is a plus. I think 1st and 2nd rounders should contribute from
4th.
day one. Even better, 4th. I think 1st and 2nd round picks should contribute day 1, first game. Always. I think they should.
Ben says, I think there will be a couple of players we're not talking about now that we will be talking about at the end of the year because they are really bad. I feel it's inevitable with a Band-Aid roster. Do you truly feel like this is a Band-Aid roster?
Not at all.
I think they've made more moves that make it better than that.
I think the defense still has so many question marks. You might as well call them the Riddler. They just, I don't know. I mean, who's not out here? Snead's not out here, or Cheeto? Which one?
Both.
They're not going to play. I mean, so you're missing that.
Yeah.
You put a new safety, you're plugging in there, and Adams or Diggs, whoever's going to get out there. Then, you got a brand new linebacker and Kenneth Murray who's here, who's working with a rookie. So there's so many questions on defense. It's almost scary. I mean, it's really, until somebody can stand up and really contribute, I have no confidence in that defense. And 2 words I got to tell you, Chase. Get loud.
My thoughts exactly.
Nobody on offense for you? Nobody stands out?
Well, Wiley, maybe. Because I actually think there's a competition for the starting tight end, and I don't know if it's Chick. I think it could be Wiley.
Are they frustrated with Chig, you think?
I don't know. Probably should be.
Yeah.
I don't think he's lived up to the hype. I mean, I get that this is a different staff, but
right. I mean, now's your time.
I just feel like he's always kind of missed something.
Now's your time to prove. All right, our great producer, Dr. Crane, has found the infamous Matt Hasselbeck clip who's out here at practice today. Dr. Crane, the floor is yours.
Just ask Matt Hasselbeck.
Seattle's won the toss. We won the ball. We're going to score.
Oh, boy. That was over the PA system here at Lambeau Field saying we want the ball and we're going to score.
Hasselbeck was partly right. One of his passes did lead to a score.
The pass is picked up. Intercepted.
Ouch.
Back the other way. The Green Bay Packers advance. Many of the headlines will talk about what he said at the coin flip.
Well, he was a former Packer quarterback.
He was. And he did. And the narrator, it was a pass that led to a score. Oh, man. But look, he's had fun with it throughout the years. He's embraced that. He had fun with it. And everything goes along with it. So it's good. I had to be like, I don't talk about it because, athletes, I don't talk about that. But, he did. And it was a lot of fun. And so good for Matt Hasselbeck, who's walking in front of us.
Timmy.
They're both bald.
Terry McCormick chasing him down. But yeah, no. So speaking of the narrator, if you could have somebody narrate your life, who would it be?
That's always a good question. That's a good June topic. The default answer is always Morgan Freeman. I don't know. I like maybe Tom Selleck.
That'd be good.
He does some of those NFL stories. He's really good.
Dr. Crane,
I got 2 that came to my mind immediately. One's not a narrator for them. Well, both of them are not really narrators, but Andrea Bocelli's the first one, and the second one would be Frank Sinatra.
Oh, wow. Okay, I like that. Sinatra.
What about you, Chaser? Who narrates Chase McCabe's life story?
I'll just let Dale Jr. do it.
Okay. And then when Chase turned 18, he made a decision to go to MTSU. And there he said, I'm going to be in sports radio. You know what that?
That's
maybe I want Bob Hope to do mine.
Hey, how about that, Big Joe? He's something.
I'd let Jared do it.
Pass. Not at all.
Jared's shaking his head in disapproval. He didn't like something.
Shocker. Hey, that goes on there. As far as the updated practice, they've
done nothing.
Each team's going through their individual workouts right now and making it done.
Yeah, they've done Absolutely not.
No, I'm telling you, man. And I hate to hit the point again. You can roll your eyes, but Seahawks need to go back to these jerseys. I mean, the quarterback, the way the old school looked fantastic. Falcons need to go back to the red jerseys. Patriots, red helmets. Patriots need to go back to Pat Patriot. We have this text, me, you, and Ricky, all the time about helmets and uniforms and what looks good, what doesn't look good. I'm telling you, man, go back to some of this stuff. We saw that Bills helmet, the matted one that's black with the red buffalo. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool. The NFL should allow some more of that stuff too as well.
I think they will because they'll realize how much money they can make on it.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And it's all about the almighty dollar.
It is about the almighty dollar.
That is for sure. So, yes, as Joe mentioned, they're doing the individual stuff. We do have the quarterbacks and receivers kind of down here in front of us. So maybe we'll be able to see a little something, and then they'll get into team period with the Seahawks coming up here in just a little bit.
Yeah, we're still taking your comments on most iconic sports photo of all time. You guys were great with some of the pictures and some of the comments about that. 615-737-1025. Is there an iconic Titans photo? Is it Bruce Matthews holding the AFC Championship trophy in Jacksonville? Is it McNair getting pulled down by all those guys? What's the most iconic Titans photo, do you think?
It's probably – I have mine, and I'll say that coming up next.
All right.
We'll do that. Chasing Big Joe live at Ascension St. Thomas Sports Park for Titans training camp, 102.5, 106.3 The Game.
Hey, Dad, need an extra set of hands?
That is not a toy. It's for lying down on. Oh, dang it, Bobby.
Joe, 102.5, 106.3, the game here on this Thursday. An iconic one, King of the Hill. Joe is just catching up with former Titan Mark Mariani.
Yeah. And I said, look, Mark, I got to go. He kept talking. I said, dude, get with my secretary and do all
the mayor. That. He was always a fan favorite.
I remember
when
he was drafted in 2010, 7th round. And here comes a question. I think it was either Koharski or Terry McCormick said, did you draft Mark Mariani because he went to college with your son?
Oh, yeah.
And Fisher was like, you will see. And we're all like, yeah, 7th rounder, the throwaway pick. And then Mariani made the Pro Bowl in 2010 as a kickoff returner.
Yep.
He was fantastic. Deceiving speed, man.
Is he the last great returner for the Titans?
If you go by accolades,
yeah.
Yes. Got to be.
I would say so.
To do that. All right, Chaser, what's your iconic Tennessee Titans photo?
1 yard short.
Okay.
I mean, it is.
He's reaching out.
Yeah. I mean, you saw it everywhere. After it was in Sports Illustrated, it was everywhere.
All right, take that away. What's next?
What's the McNair did the helicopter?
Steelers.
Was that the Steelers? Was that
2 feet in front of me?
Yeah.
2000. Bubby Brister was a quarterback for the Steelers.
Yeah, that might be one because that was the spring game, right?
He did not get in. No, I don't think so. McNair did not get in the end zone on that play. I was right on the pylon. I was working for a Pittsburgh station, but the play was so amazingly fantastic effort-wise that they gave it to him. The ref was at a side. He was not standing full on, but it was one of the greatest plays I'd ever seen out of anybody on a football field.
But I mean, the one from the Super Bowl where he breaks out of like 4 sacks on one play, that was pretty impressive.
That was good. There's a great photo of Eddie and Ray Lewis in the playoff game on the sideline jawing at each other.
Yeah.
That's a great photo, a Titans photo for all those.
Trying to think of.
If you walk in I know we're privy because we're in the media, but the Titans press box has all those iconic photos.
Yes.
And I'm trying to make
the stiff arm. Somebody just said, Josh just said, Derrick Henry, the stiff arm on Josh Norman. That's a pretty big one.
Yeah, I mean, it is. COVID year 20.
Yep.
Put that out there and throwing him about a mile out. That was great. I don't remember it. I remember the video. To me, the video does justice better than the photo does.
Yeah.
That's
but
why
there is one where he's got the.
Yeah. That's why the photo of McNair in the Super Bowl, when he's being pulled down on that drive.
Yeah.
And the video is great. I get that. But he's done. You're thinking, he's done. And McNair's not done. He gets up and fires down to the 10, and it's Dyson right in the chest. To me, that's a photo. I love photos of effort, and that's a great photo of effort from Steve McNair back in that Super Bowl.
Here's one I didn't even think of. Matt says, Nate Washington over-the-shoulder catch from Locker to score a touchdown. That was the most unbelievable catch I've ever seen.
I don't remember that game.
I do. I remember the catch. I don't remember the game. It was a pretty incredible catch. A lot of people saying 1 yard short.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
6'5", 6509. Iconic photo. Here you go.
Oh my gosh.
The Bud Adams double bird.
That was the Buffalo game in November of 2009, and all of us are to the side because Bud came on the field. Because, Bud comes on the field, you'd follow Bud around, and we all saw. I was standing on that day with our good friend Don Davenport, and we saw that, and we could not stop laughing from the double birds from Mr. Adams.
Oh, that will definitely go down in time as one of the great ones.
Yeah, and the commissioner got mad. I mean, what are you going to do? Fine him. Guy's worth about $4 billion.
I mean, and how old was he?
Old. I mean, he passed away 3-4 years later. He's probably 85 in that picture or something.
It's
just great. I'm sorry. It's a great photo. of somebody, of your owner flipping off Bills fans.
That the Music City Miracle after Dyson hugging
it's pretty good.
Everybody.
Yep. Is a photo iconic because you know the story? Like you show me that photo, I know what you're talking about.
Right. Yeah, probably.
You show me the photo of the Jordan dunk. That's why, I like it hit on Frank Gifford, old school, but you got to explain that photo of what it is. And so that takes a slight bit away from it, but it's still an iconic photo.
Well, I remember from that moment, there's a shot of McNair on the sideline with his hands in the air, just like, what just happened?
That's right. Like, that one Dyson's running by him.
Yeah.
Two on the sidelines. That's going on. I mean, those are photos. I feel like I'm leaving one out for that's a nice little run.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm leaving one photo out from the Titans' time here.
I
Corey Davis's
I think we both
touchdown
is
it against the Eagles.
That was good.
Yeah,
that was a
overtime.
great one. That was a good one. But I'm gonna think.
Is there a Vince?
When Vince is getting sacked by the Giants in 06 and they don't call and the guy lets up, is it Kiwa Kanuka?
Yeah.
I think how you said his name. Lets up on Vince when Vince on that drive. That's a pretty iconic photo. The one of Vince running 06, beating the Texans in overtime in Houston when he splits the defense. That's a good. But is there one from Curse that we're leaving out? Is it when he just plants Rob Johnson during that playoff game?
Maybe.
They had no answer for Javon Curse. I mean, that was an amazing time.
Here's one for you. Wasn't there the Lawrence Taylor and Joe Theismann? Isn't there a photo from that?
There's one where he's waving the medical team onto the field. That's an icon. And then Simpson's in. I mean, Theismann's there with his leg broken 87 pieces. That's another one. Yeah. Iconic. But I mean, truly go back to iconic sports photos as the Seahawks and Titans are now going, is it 11-11 or 7-on-7?
This looks 11-on-11.
Yeah. My favorite is the Jordan dunk, slam dunk, just because all eyes are on him. Pat O'Brien staring at him. That's just a great iconic sports photo that's going on.
Yeah, so this doing some team period stuff. Levis, his group was out there. Now they'll switch it up.
So Malik Willis running with the twos.
Yeah, looks that way.
Maybe they're flip-flopping him and Mason Rudolph. And Willis has looked okay at times. I mean, I don't want him, if I'm a Titans fan, to be a starting quarterback, but he's now in his third year coming into the league, and there's some things he could probably do better than what a rookie can. But
let's get some calls on iconic photos, shall we? Kenny the mailman has one. What's up, Kenny?
Hello, good friends. I have two for you right quick. Hello, Joe.
How are you, my good man?
I am doing great. One of them is the Music City Miracle photo of Steve McNair on the sidelines right after it happened, and his eyes are bulging out about 3 inches, and he has the happiest look in the world, like total surprise, total amazement. It is an amazing photo. And the second photo, not a lot of people saw. I have a photo of Joe Dubin walking into a freshly opened Golden Corral, and he had the happiest look on his face also. So y'all have a great day.
Because they have a chocolate fountain, Kenny. They get a chocolate fountain at the Golden Corral in Hermitage, and I'm there like 4 times a week. And they say, welcome in, Mr. Dublin.
Thank you, Kenny. We love you, brother.
Thanks, Kenny. Appreciate it. Dylan wants to weigh in on our iconic photos. What's up, Dylan?
Hey, what's up? How you guys doing?
Good.
Good. Mine is, I guess, a little bit more recent. It's a photo/video. The video to me is better, but it's when Malcolm Butler picked off Russell Wilson in the Super Bowl, and they have that shot of Richard Sherman's face going from like halfway smiling to the huge frown, and just disappointment is amazing.
That is, thank you for bringing that up, because on the flip side is Brady's reaction, because he's like, well, they knew the game was lost, and when Malcolm intercepts the ball, Brady just springs up and starts high-fiving everybody because they knew that. But that's a great – somebody has a photo from the end zone of Butler stepping in front of that, getting the interception, and that is fantastic. Real quick, another iconic photo Lynn Swann in the Super Bowl when he goes up the first time they beat the Cowboys 21-17, and he goes up in the air and catches it. That's a top 5 all-time to me sports football photo, just because the concentration of Lynn Swann's face to catch that ball is something I'll never forget.
Yep, that is certainly a good one. Keep them coming, 615-737-1025. Coming up next, we'll tell you what day it is, and also celebrity birthdays, as we always do. Titans and Seahawks joint practices going on right now here at St. Thomas Sports Park. It's Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. It is a beautiful day in America's Music City. That's why you need to go to 5 Points Roofing and get your roof checked out. Perfect time to get that taken care of before we get into this fall and the winter. Just go to 5pointsroofing.com to get the process started. They'll come out to your house. They'll do a free inspection, and then they'll tell you what you need to do from there. If you got storm damage from any of the spring storms or pop-up storms over the last few weeks, they'll walk you through the insurance claim process as well to get that going. Taking the stress off of you, 5pointsroofing.com. F-I-V-E pointsroofing.com. You got to spell it out. Get everything started by going to 5pointsroofing.com today. Talk about iconic moments. That was certainly one. Chasing Big Joe. 102.5, 106.3 The Game. Dylan says this is a good one. Talking about iconic Titan photos. Blaine Bishop looked like he's hovering in the air, all crazy-eyed against the Jags.
That's a good one. Isn't that photo? That's up in the
it was.
press box?
Yeah, I don't know if it's still there. It was.
Should be up there.
Peerless Price going down the sideline of the national championship.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, with the Florida State guys chasing him.
Yep. Picture of Broadway during the draft.
Oh, yes. That's a great one, especially for us here in Music City. Really good.
Here's a good one. Randy Johnson hitting the bird.
Yeah,
the bird exploding.
Yeah, whatever photographer's got that perfect.
Oh, yeah.
It's a perfect photo. The video's great, but there's a perfect photo that somebody took, man.
Yeah.
As I tell people, I'd rather be lucky than good any day of the week.
Yes, indeed. With that, let's get to what day is it and celebrity birthdays.
Yes, indeed.
All right. First one on the list here we have is Chant at the Moon Day. All right. I guess
it's what Joe does on Thursday nights.
Every Thursday.
Yeah. Let's see. Next one is I Love Cowboys and Cowgirls Day. So do that.
Who does? Chase McCabe Day.
We also have National Back to School Prep Day. I believe school's kind of back in session, but
it is, except in the north.
There you go. We also have National Hazy IPA Day. Not an IPA.
I like some
IPA, whatever.
Nope,
I like IPAs.
You mentioned IPA, I'm like pass.
We also have
out.
National Check the Chip Day. So I guess check the chip in your pets if you have one.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what it's a picture of a pet with a chip in it. I don't know. We also have National Leathercraft Day. I've always wanted to get into leather crafting. That'd be kind of cool to make your own wallet.
Surprised you're not already in it.
Yep. There's some tricks to the trade. You get an old fork and you press down in it and you start sewing through to make your bifold wallet. It's kind of neat.
Hey, Nikki, the power went out again. What you doing in there? Like, hold on, Nani.
We also have National
Making a wallet.
Making a wallet. Okay, carry on, Nikki.
Oh man. Oh, Nani, I'm sorry. Let's see. National Lemon Meringue Pie Day. That's next on the list. And,
lemon meringue pie.
Yeah, love me some of that. And last one is National Relaxation Day.
Oh, okay. Take Nani for a ride around the neighborhood.
Or a steak dinner, one of the two.
Oh, okay. She's like,
why not both?
Yes, Chase.
All right.
Why not both?
Why not both? All right, time for celebrity birthdays. You got to get these within two. America's favorite game. We all love to play. First birthday, Deborah Messing from Will and Grace. Deborah Messing. How old is she?
52.
54.
56. Dr. Crane knows his rom-coms. Anthony Anderson, the great actor, Anthony Anderson.
57.
65.
54. Who in the movie Me, Myself, and Irene was fantastic. Ben Affleck, Mr. Affable, Mr. Lovely, Ben Affleck, who hates everyone. At least he looks like he hates everyone.
58.
54.
52. Hey. Although Argo, Gone Girl, and The Town are three really good movies that you should see. Natasha Henstridge, actress. She played an astronaut turned into an alien.
37.
44.
She can kick because she's 50.
Oh, wow.
I can kick. I can stretch. Who else here? Joe Jonas. Chase, you should get this one. Joe Jonas.
33.
31.
35. I knew Chase would get that. All the Joe Jonas posters you got around your house. Weirdo. Jennifer Lawrence. What's the game where they Hunger Games? Yes. Yeah. Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence. 39.
38.
34.
Oh.
All wrong. Let's see who else here. Author, journalist, Linda Ellerby. Iconic figure in the news world. You better get it.
67.
63.
80. Songwriter Jimmy Webb, who wrote a lot of Glenn Campbell's great songs. Jimmy Webb, who lives here in Nashville.
81.
87.
78. Guys, I'm terrible today. Let's see who else we got going on down here. You guys doing okay today? Things good? Mm-hmm. All right, time. Let's get some sports birthdays in for you guys today. Oh, Britain's Princess Anne.
75.
63.
74. Chase knows his English. Does that make you an Anglophile? Is that right? I'm not smart to figure that out. All right, sports birthdays. Gary, it's tied 2-2 right now. Gary Kubiak. How old is Gary Kubiak?
Friend of the show. Gary Kubiak is 66.
62.
63. Chase, Nick's up 3-2. We just talked about him. Bubby Brister, former Steelers quarterback.
Yeah. 58.
65.
62. Former Colorado running back, has been mentioned as a head coach 57 times. Eric Bieniemy. I'm not sure where he is now. He was with the Commanders last year.
53.
49.
55. We're tied at 3, and the game comes down. Hey, Nick, is Derek Mason in studio?
He's not. It's only Adam Vingen.
Okay. All right. Well, our final birthday, the one that's going to send it home for Chase or Nick. Chase, you're up first. How old is Yancey Thickpin? Yancey Thickpin. How old is he?
Yancey is 52.
Can I phone a friend, Chris Sanders, if you're out there? Man,
he'll probably say 24.
I'm gonna go 55.
He is 55 exactly.
Bingo!
Dr. Crane
hits a 40-footer at the buzzer and gets it. Well done.
Well done.
Good job.
Thank you.
Oh,
in the words of Keith Jackson, yes, indeed. You get it in there.
Titans practice continuing. They'll go until about noon today with the joint practice with Seattle. And so we'll have more flavor from that.
Got some members of the Middle Tennessee State coaching staff here today.
Yeah.
Not quite sure. A fun show, guys. Thanks for all the interaction about the iconic sports photos, the Preds, Titans, and that history. We appreciate it, as we always do at our show. And we really love doing this. We wish we didn't have to do this, but to let you guys know, if you're out there struggling and you need to talk to somebody on your cell phone, you can dial 988. Somebody's always there to talk to. You can reach out to any of us on the show. We will talk to you anytime, any place, anywhere. As we say, God has you on this earth for a specific purpose and a specific journey, and know that you are the only one for this journey. If something happened to you, you'd be tremendously missed. I went to a funeral back in January for a man that committed suicide. There were 7,000 people at his funeral. Know that you are loved. I'm adamant about this. Know that you are loved. And if something happened to you, be tremendously missed. And if you're going strong, man, we love it. If you need to talk to somebody, again, reach out. I know I'm going off on a tangent here, but I love you guys, and I want you well. We need you here. Our world's a better place because you are here. Chase McCabe.
Amen to that. Peace, love, rock and roll. Don't go anywhere. Adam Vidgen, Derek Mason are coming up next here on 102.5, 106.3, The Game.